So, I do have a commission job in 4 hours. I think I'll be able to cover all of FNF, but I think between rounds
Oh,
two
hell
and
yeah.
three, I'll have to put a server up and yada yada. So,
It's okay, I'll be here. Your chat will never know loneliness.
uh, that's a weird way to word a dream, but okay.
They'll never know.
Anyway, this is Friday Night Fights. I'm here with SL Dream. We're co-casting, as we normally try to do until I kick him out in round 3, because I can't stand him anymore, because he's one of those. Anyway,
What does one of those mean?
Op 4 is going to be starting on the bottom left corner in this AO. Blue 4 starting on the top right. This is a very weird looking AO. I mean, I think it's deformed, but that's A-okay. There's going to be 2 terminal sites and a sector for Op 4 to be taking control of. Sectors, you just put a number advantage in compared to the defenders. It starts a 90-second timer as long as you maintain the number advantage. You will then cap the sector after 90 seconds, and then terminals 1 and 2 you just interact with. It starts a 90-second timer. The defenders have to interact with it to stop the timer, and that is pretty much it. Did you miss a Dream insult? No. We don't insult Dream. Dream, I mean, he has such a smooth brain. No ridges or lumps, no wrinkles or bumps. All of my insults would just slide right off.
Smooth rhyme brain. To interest me.
See, I gotta rhyme it to him to, make sense. That's okay. Anyway, I'm also looking at this AO. It's a big amount of forest, so there's clearly gonna be...
like a bear with 2 legs.
We're gonna probably something like that. I mean, you have this outer area here, that outer layer. You could also see, oh shit.
Oh, I didn't get the right lines.
I know, it's okay. You'll get drawing time another time, Dream, okay? I promise. I know you do, but it's okay. We'll get back to it, alright?
The blue one tastes the best.
Don't eat the blue one, okay? Real quick, let me look at my audio levels, because it's being a little quieter on TeamSpeak than usual, but it's saying that TeamSpeak is maxed. That's kind of weird. Oh well, we'll just have to work with it. Alright. Back to work here. Otherwise, sorry, just changing out my audio levels, making sure everything was good, but let's go ahead and look over our tasks. So Blue 4 defending the 2 terminals and a sector. Op 4 naturally trying to get those tasks there. Briefing mission details. It's a kilometer render distance, 200 fortified points. That's a lot. It's going to be green textures for sandbags and Hescos and everything. It's a 50-minute round. Your standard 15 minutes of save start, 50 minutes of play. Notes, the bridges are destroyed automatically once each terminal counts down to 0 and the 12-second timer completes. Interesting. It is not advised to be anywhere near said bridge when they explode. That's kind of cool. All right, our briefing here. There's a very small PNG that says the inevitable war. In the early stages of the inevitable war, the Russian Union, I know, but they're very, very small. Like, even smaller than YouTube thumbnail. Down, Dream. Down, boy. Down.
Wait, I don't like this.
Sit. Okay.
No,
in the early stages of the inevitable war, the Russian Union... How are you standing? Don't you have a chair at your desk?
I do, but you told me to sit, and now I feel weird if I do.
Well, that's your problem. In the early stages of the inevitable war, the Russian Union mounted multiple lightning-quick offensives, so just blitzkrieg, into Eastern Europe, seizing key settlements in Hungary, the Czech Republic, and Romania. 2023 told us that that was a lie. Anyway, May 2029, the Czech Republic, Russian forces, May 2029, Czech Republic. Russian forces, Op 4, have penetrated enemy lines and are forging deep into Czech territory to capture the strategically important town of Sepis, which straddles the Vltava River. Their orders from the Kremlin are to both take the town by force and destroy its 2 bridges to stall an anticipated Czech armored counterattack. In their way are a detachment of Czech land forces 73rd Tank Battalion, Blue 4, who have garrisoned the town. They must hold off the RU invasion force until their tanks arrive, or else NATO dealt a devastating blow in a war that threatens to consume the entire world.
Okay, so I have to ask, why are you not speaking in like an epic? This is like a movie.
Because my sight reading is terrible.
Damn, you can't read as well?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's something my mother never taught me. I only know how to speak and play Arma.
Yeah, you never taught me. You just taught me how to play Arma. You didn't barely taught me how to speak.
That was your dad's responsibility. I'm sorry.
You are my father, right? I can't say that.
No, your real dad watches your stream, so I don't want to.
Right now.
Yeah.
You got anything to say to him?
Dream is a really lovely person.
Oh.
Sometimes.
Oh.
Mostly.
Yay.
He's weird. Anyway,
Okay,
Blue
enough.
4, Czech forces, their loadout's going to be Czech-based uniforms. They got SA-58s, HK-416s with a 320 system on the bottom. We've got SVDs, Mini-Me's, and AT-4s. They also have 2 snorkels, Humvees for transport. They can only carry 4 people, though. Op-4, we've got basically Chechnyan uniforms with AK-74s, GP-25s for that underbarrel, SVDs, RPKs, one with a railing and one without a railing.
So wrong. Oh my God,
so I guess they just have a choice between Eastern and Western optics there, and then you have the RPG-7, which has 2 rounds per AT group, and then you have the PKP. They've got an RHIB with the 50 cal on the front with 1,000 rounds for it between 10 boxes. That's nice. 5 transport Gazvodniks, and then a PKT Gazvodnik with 2 PKTs, one facing forward, one facing rear. I personally hate it, though, because you're not animated when you're in that seat, so your head is literally purely exposed and easy to get sniped off. But it can provide some light cover fire. So, the Gazvodniks are also amphibious, so they can cross the river at any time, and then the RHIB with that 50 cal, I mean, that can be brought in.
Slowly going away.
Is it slowly drifting?
Yeah, it's slowly drifting away.
That's kind of funny. Well, we'll see if it gets used. But I mean, that 50 cal, I feel like on the bridge assault would be pretty decent, but looking at the bank, it is pretty well fortified, and where it isn't fortified, it's just has a bunch of concealment around it. These fortifications seem to come from some wrecked boats, as well as we got some partial rock walls on a path. So that could provide a really nice position for infantry to set up on. The terminals also aren't in the open. They're at the bridge's structural support areas on the bottom. And then the sector itself is the northern side of the town where Blue 4 has spawned. So that is quite interesting. Anyway, I'm going to rapid fire the roster here. So Blue 4 is being led by Eric Hiru. Swola leading Alpha with Gazag as the marksman, Pogo as the medic, Ash leading Alpha 1 with Major Khan, Hirano, Wheaton, Banks, and Ingont. NASA leading Alpha 2 with Wonder, Cuboid, Lolo, Depso, and Kermit. Yanni Finn leading Bravo with Katz as the marksman, Dobbs as the medic. There is no leadership in Bravo 1. Yeah, right? It's just Nemesis, Colin, Iander, Cullis, and Malin because we don't see a name with a slash on it, or excuse me, an icon with a slash on it there. Bravo 2 just has Izuki Rose, Miller, and Kabuki Face. Linus leading Charlie with, looks like he's merged everyone together
in
for
a minute. Glad to catch a stream again.
Nope.
With Fragner, Vanderhuge, Vash Z, Oz, and Genesis the Wolf. Otherwise, Ken Coffee, thanks for the 3-month resub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. Welcome back, broski, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this stream. For being led by Charlotte. All right. Curie as the 2IC. What?
I was just thanking your sub. For do my part.
Thank you, Dream. I appreciate it. Korvac leading Alpha. Looks like they merged everyone in Alpha together. It's Alexander, G-Legs, Huel, Vagrant, Sam, Zixme, Nordic, Seismo, and Mac Marine. Bravo's also done the same thing. It is Pierce. Oh, boy. Leading Snodgepair, Fawns, Crazy, Nolich, Loose, Mike, Nuzzy, Meerkat, Omri, Tomer, and Tom. Tomer and Tom.
Can we talk about... Are you done?
No, one second. I wonder if we have Tom and Tomer, where is Tom Est? Anyway, Oddball is in Delta with Lurch as the medic, Duitson as the 2IC with that GL capability. Delta 1 being led by Brixie with Navs, Park, Watts, and Whiteside. Delta 2 being led by Bates with Iqbal and Araya with Norris as an assistant. Again, Delta have the medium machine guns for Op 4, that's the PKP. Blue 4 has opted not to take any Delta rolls, so they won't get any of those medium machine guns. All right, Dream, go ahead.
Okay, guys, you're not going to believe this, and I understand why you won't, but it is true, and I've got the proof to back it up. After FNF, I decided to attend late because I hate myself, and I wanted to stay up until 4 in the morning.
Wow.
To be fair, I only went to like half 2. And guess what I did?
Now.
I messaged Liru about this, and I haven't been able to tell us. I beat Pierce in a command round.
So what Dream is trying to say is he naturally made Pierce cross an open field, but Dream was ready for him and managed to kill everyone in the open field. Well done.
No. It was an open water.
I mean, open field, open water. I mean, yeah, like you're gonna win. It's still an open area.
But I still won against Pierce. That's my second ever command.
I'm so proud of you, Dream.
Thank you.
Would you like a cookie?
I would love a cookie.
I can go cook one right now. I've got the frozen dough. It's all perforated, so I can just break a piece off. But you're going to have to ask Bloodwing. Okay? Because it's... Actually, I made the cookie dough, but I said they were for her, so you're going to have to ask for her permission.
I'm asking.
Also, Ravon, she's working right now, but I'm sure if she's watching, she can come down and waterboard me all she wants, but I know she isn't, so I'm safe for now. Thanks for the 60-month resub, broski. That gives you the 5-year badge, which I believe is the Emerald badge. Nonetheless, hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. But Dream, good job. I'm glad
Yeah,
you
no,
could be
I
the
did
man
it.
that charges everything through open fields, or in this case, open water.
Look. All I'm saying is now my ego has been filled to max in terms of commanding. I will never have to command ever again.
Ah, okay. Yep, the one and done. Like the legendary Audrey Hotto setting the FNF record and then disappearing into the night.
I'm basically Audrey Hotto.
Yeah. Okay. Without the record, but sure. Yeah, let's go with that, Dream.
No, same level.
Okay. Well, everyone's a winner in their own mind, right? Except if you have depression. Anyway, let's get back with the show. Well, I know you have depression. Anyway, Blue 4 has a pretty big difficulty here because the AO is a bit too big for their entire force to guard every single area. They've got the forest area to the south that Op4 can flank around with, especially with those Vodniks that can pretty much drive wherever they want. The forested areas also to the northwest provide some challenge. There are some nice ridges that Op4 could utilize for their marksmen that are marked on the map. However, the map markings are always unreliable because this type of terrain you don't really see until you get there, because on the map it just shows all forest. But again, you do see the ridges, so maybe they'll put stuff up there to see if there's anything good. But I've been seeing that in the past, and usually people get burned thinking it's a good Overwatch position, but then there's just a bunch of trees in the way. So we'll see if Op4 tries to capitalize on that. However, I do see some open fields to the southwest, and I did see that Op4 does have Pierce in it, so we might see a bold strategy here, and we'll just have to see how things go.
That means nothing to me anymore.
Revanche typing in to say, Dream's ego cannot possibly be blown up anymore. Someone get the needle. Wow. Harsh realities.
Oh, trust me, it can.
I see.
Give it some time. Something
I just watched Blue 4 trip one of their own mines.
That was gaming.
Thank God for that. Blue 4 testing their limited HE mine capability to make sure that it would actually detonate, and it did. Unfortunately, they don't get the mine back. Whew. Screw you, Liru. Depression bros unite. I'm not insulting you. I'm not insulting anyone with depression. I've had depression too. I mean, it sucks, but you gotta work through it. Unfortunately, have your social structure and go for it. Have fun.
Depression unite, guys.
Dream doesn't have depression. He's just weird. Dream, are you faking having depression for attention again?
No. I can
spicy sadness.
I can list you the reason why I'm definitely not faking it. But that would bring the vibes down.
Yeah, that's probably a good call.
I'll let you decide whether you want to hear that or not.
Man, not in front of your dad.
True, actually.
Anyway.
My two dads.
Blue 4 seems to be... Oh, I didn't know your dad was... Oh.
No, you are...
Weird. Anyway, I'm not in a relationship with your dad.
They're cheating. Blue 4 cheating. They blocked the bridge.
No, they're leaving enough space in the middle. Though that's going to be really funny when the thing destroys and the pescos are all floating. But anyway, we see that Blue 4 is setting up on the bridge on the rear. And then we've got a big amount of the Humvees moving south right now. I guess they're going to try to counterattack potentially. But seeing where Blue 4 is setting up, I guess they're just trying to capitalize on the open field with these lines coming in. And...
What I don't get...
What?
Is...
We also have people on the multi, by the way.
I get it.
Why wouldn't you get a boat?
Yeah, but what, you have one stream that has one way. It leads directly down to the main objective, which is being watched on either side. You have to navigate around these the bridges, which, you know, knowing armor boats, you could get stuck on really easily. And then when you reach the end of the town, you have to turn around yourself.
Dream?
Yeah?
Because it's cool.
Because it's epic.
Anyway. I wish I could frickin' snap my fingers and the round would automatically start when we were done commentating the early parts, but it's just how FNF works. I would really love a system in FNF where both commanders could, like, hit a button to say that they were ready and then the round would automatically start early, but I've never seen it, unfortunately. Scandi Recon is playing today. They're going to be Blue 4.
Bravo 1.
Yeah. I'm looking at him right now. I just brain farted there. So if you want to bet Scandi, feel free. There's no Pega Pirates on tonight. I think they've kind of moved on, Yeah, they
haven't been Pega Pirates. One of them will come, like, say, you know, you'll see the odd King.
Yeah, like Zoni, but...
Zoni's not in Pega Pirates anymore. I don't really know what they do. I know I think they are currently grinding Power World. I'm in their Discord.
I mean, who wouldn't be grinding Pal World right now?
You were grinding Pal World until like 4 in the morning the other night.
Yeah, because the only social time I have these days, I'll actually discuss on that. So, I've been chilling with Neko Dragon, aka Valkyrie, and we're working out a deal right now to do more Warhammer 40k Zeus work. But that's also going to start involving Valkyrie because she is very, very good at mission dev for that category. So...
Damn, look at Depso on the bridge.
I don't know when we're going to see it, probably late February or March. We'll start going from once a month to twice a month in the 31st, and we'll be expanding on that Geonosius operation. Speaking of other operations, though, today at 7 we'll be having a custom operation. I don't want to spoil the details, but it's for someone's birthday, and it's going to be wild. Like,
it's mine. It's my birthday. It's not.
I was going to say something mean, but your dad's here, and I don't want to be mean.
No, you can say it.
But suffice to say, it basically is going to combine two separate types of warfare together, and it's a surprise because even the person that commissioned me for it doesn't know. But we'll see if they actually looked at the mod set, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, I don't want to give anything away in case they're watching, but it's going to be funny. So that's going to be at 7 o'clock, which is why in the mission command it says I'm going to at least cover 2 rounds. I might cover the third if we have the time, but sometimes FNF does run over, and I do need a little bit of time to dinner because, well, I haven't eaten anything today. Anyway.
When's pay for penis pain?
What time zone? So that op is going to be in 3.5 hours. Pay for pain is tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I need to get that finalized, and I'll do some streaming for it tomorrow. Yep.
Guys, I'll be there. Oh, fuck. I might be at the zoo. Shit. This is bad.
Anyway.
Wait, what's that?
Safe zones have dropped, and we're going to start seeing the gases moving out. We do have the boat being deployed, but they beached it, so I think they're going to back it up a little bit and then move it forward. However, Curie is kind of stuck on it at the moment, but gas is going north. I had imagined they're probably going to try to utilize that ridge line, but we see Blue 4 doubling down and going northwest to cover this route, and they're actually really... Wow, and the southern one, too. So Blue 4 are going to try to go for more proactive defense and try to catch Op 4 in the open. That is incredibly risky to do in a very closed-off AO like this, where you really can't determine where Op 4 is going to come from.
I just want to have a look at this bridge.
Daisy will be tonight as well.
Look what they've built.
Though I'm debating skipping it to prep for Pay for Pain and then doing Daisy on another day.
They've done themselves
so if it's not tonight, please forgive me.
What time is Pay for Pain? 1 o'clock your time?
Yeah, I'll talk about it later tonight. But I'm also saying I might not do Daisy tonight because I want to work on that instead. Because
oh, no Daisy.
Yep. There's only so much I'm doing week to week, and I'm not overextending myself anymore.
I cry now. Look what you've done. No, I want to be the Faith Bane. I'm going to the zoo tomorrow, but I don't. Surely it won't last until 6 o'clock.
All right. So regardless, I'm going to be speaking about the round now instead of my schedule. Gazes are struggling a bit to go uphill as well as through the trees, so they're starting to get broken up a bit. 2 of the 5 vehicles have made it past, but 3 of them appear to be getting stuck, be it in the middle of rocks or behind trees or whatnot. That's not surprising, all things considered, but we really need to see Op 4 regroup, because this is the environment that Blue 4 would want to catch the vehicles in to pretty much easily ambush them. But we see that some of the vehicles are finding a small MSR that they want to utilize to then go around. But this is only adding to the time that Blue 4 is going to have to pretty much get in and be able to ambush things accordingly. Now, I don't think we're going to see Op 4 dismount this close to the AO. I feel like they're going to dismount somewhere around 0.585 and then walk in the rest, knowing how defensive FNF can be on their dismounts. Not as, actually sometimes as much as OFCRA. They can also dismount quite far off and then walk in for security's sake, but the fact that Op 4 is also taking a hot second to regroup kind of shows that they're going to need a second. We even had some Op 4 elements get out of their vehicle to try to help guide their gas out, because it looks like one got stuck on a tree. And they're giving up, and they might just get up in another gas, which is also stuck in a few trees, but it manages to break free.
This was... Oh, one of the gases is moving on its own, and I feel like as soon as it clips with that tree, it might go bye-bye. Nope.
Yeah, as you can tell, it's a little messy out here, but the gases are starting to all break free. But again, this has left them pretty disjointed here. And now we're seeing the first gas starting to drive forward. Blue 4 has an ambush position set up on the this SSR being utilized, but gases are actually going past where I expected to dismount. And I think someone in Blue 4 just accidentally shot. All right, Op 4 dismounting a little earlier here, south of the main peak, which I guess makes sense. Maybe from here they want to walk along the trail path and then the actual SSR down to the AO. But what I'm curious about is how quickly the southern group is going to be pulled back, or are they going to be ordered to then cross the river and then go north and try to outflank that Op 4 element? It's Scandi, so they can maneuver that quickly, but
Windy boycon.
I'm worried about seeing a similar situation where we have a force really far from the AO trying to do a massive outflank as the enemy force just bulldozes the lighter garrison in the middle of the AO.
Kremit's gone for a very interesting plan. Just leave everyone and sit in a bush on the road.
I mean, Eric Kiru definitely is known for some more outlandish plans. He's definitely trying to find where the enemy's coming from and lock them down as far out from the AOs as he can, but in this AO, that's incredibly difficult.
Him and Depso tend to have the same ideas in that respect, because you know Depso likes to move his defense. He doesn't like to keep his defense stationary. We've obviously seen Depso. He will do defensive counterattacks rather than.
What do you mean? Depso's not commanding.
I know. I'm saying.
Okay.
Did you not hear the first part where I said they have the similarities? Him and Depso.
Okay.
Him and Depso tend to have those similarities where they will use their defense as more of a, a scouting force
Depso's
at the
not
start
even here
rather
today.
than just sitting in one place.
So where did he come up with Depso?
Because I think
Yeah,
Depso's the most defensive, movement-based commander. He likes to move his defense rather than keep it stationary for too long.
But again, it's not
obviously
Depso.
Sometimes if you've got an inexperienced attacking commander, which obviously I don't think Charlotte is inexperienced, that can be a bit of a shock.
Charlotte's more conservative with keeping all of her forces together and pushing everything out. So I'd imagine we're just going to see a standard platoon battle line, probably utilizing that overwatch position, or at least checking on it. That'll help give her some covering fire to get the maneuvering elements in. Blue 4 have anticipated this type of maneuver coming in, and they're setting up defensive lines to counter it. But I'm worried that Blue 4 have spaced out their forces too much, and Charlotte might just be able to bulldoze the force.
They've pushed Bravo out way too far. The only saving grace of that is if Bravo, they lock on, they can come in and take them from, two sides if they're fast enough. But we've seen it in FNF before where squads get pushed out and then basically they just get left behind without being called back in or getting back in quick enough.
Right.
I just would also like to point out, they are perfectly following your arrow right now.
Yeah, I know. That's the funny thing. I hope they can't see that and everyone just assume that that was the plan, but it was the most predictable path.
Liru's secret commander this entire time.
Well, anyone that's been doing Zeusing can understand where good plans are. When you're picking AOs, for example, you got to pick something that works with everything, but, If
I'm Blue 4 Bravo at this point, I'm convinced that they're just not here. Because you've made it all the way to this point where in front of you is a bridge with no seen contacts, and then anything past it is blocked out by the map borders. So if I'm Bravo at this point, I'm like, there's no one here, they're probably to the north.
Yep. Well, I'd imagine they might just start encroaching north and just closing the gap, because the southern group should have run into something by now, or at least heard something. And then the northern group, I would keep them up there for a little longer because that distance is going to be greater. And if they're going to do a massive flank around on the forest and try to come in on the open side on the rear, then you'd have to keep that group there. But then you might want to start pulling that central team Actually, no. I think they're in a good spot because they're covering that ridge and they've got room to still pull back because you're still trying to figure out where OpForce force is. But now you're starting to see this platoon battle line form up, and they're going to have to go all the way down to the river in order for the boat to be viable. Otherwise, there'd be no point in using it. But I think Scandy might be able to intercept it at this rate. But even then, we'll just see a massive platoon battle line get in.
I'm thinking, I don't know why Erikiru sent Scandy south. I would have sent Scandy into the forest where Charlie are, because south is the harder attack vector.
I agree with you on that. However, Scandy is also similar to Papega. They are two of the best communities that when you tell them to maneuver somewhere and say quickly, they will do it quickly. Other groups tend to lag behind on their movements across communities, but those two are pretty good at maneuvering as long as you tell them where you want them to maneuver. If they're left to their own devices, sometimes they pick a really obscure route, and that can completely negate them into the actual AO entirely.
Yeah, I can see happening here. You were right. Charlotte has definitely put this into a battle line, and what she's trying to, you can tell she's trying to like use as much of the forest space as possible, and that's going to be terrible for this Charlie team because once Charlie team
they're going to get engulfed pretty much.
Bravo are just going to come around and swing, and then they'll have that high ground. Which is why I think Scandi Recon would have been better here than Charlie.
Right, but how would Blue 4 wouldn't have known that they were using that route? They basically... shot.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. We're in the sky, hindsight's 2020, but I still would have been safer than sorry to send Blue 4, Bravo north.
Blue 4 sighting Op 4, by the way, the first squad. And Dream, I want you to command next round then. Show me that your victory against Pierce yesterday.
It wasn't yesterday. It was Thursday yesterday.
Right, last week. You get my point. GL's going out. Vagner gets knocked out by Vashi's. Or Vashi. Vashi.
There's nothing to prove now. I've done it.
Okay. Anyway.
It's like the whole chess thing. It's like I'm the best chess player in the world, but I just haven't shown off my skills.
All right, Op 4 taking 2 knockouts immediately. I'm watching the platoon movement here. Now we're going to have to see... Yep, so Scandy's crossing the river. I think they have enough time to get up to the southern side. But the boat is still staying in reserve. I'm surprised it's not being brought up yet. It should be on the edge, but we need to see Op 4 now converge on this position and envelop it.
I think Scandy moving this early is quite possibly the best thing.
Yes, no, I'm agreeing with that.
I think what Red 4 have now is definitely a leg up because once you get close enough, all you just have to do is throw grenades at them.
Yep.
And they'll just roll down. So Charlie don't want to lose the Overwatch here. And I know that's why they're holding strong, but you can see them starting to pull back.
Yeah, they're starting to pull back as they're practically getting enveloped here. Blue 4, I think at this point, are figuring that that's probably where the main force is. We still see the northern force acting as a vanguard because they don't want to be flanked around. And then the southern force is pushing really quickly, but we need to see Op 4 continue this maneuvering because if Scandy closes in as Op 4 is maneuvering, I don't think Charlotte's going to turn the entire force around, especially in the chaos of an engagement.
I think I've seen this before from Scandy. They'll be in this exact position, but they decide to take the route that keeps them the safest, but is also the longest.
Right.
And that will sometimes... I mean, it happens. It doesn't just happen to Scandy.
It has happened
to everyone. Yeah. I've seen it with Scandy. I've been in it with Scandy, where you move the safest option, and then you come in behind them when they've already entered the objective, and you're picking off. And I think I said it last week at some point. It's like it's much better to fight when they're attacking rather than when they're infiltrating, because then you have to worry about corners and such and so forth. But I don't know. There's really a
Op 4 just noticed that Blue 4 was in a full retreat there. They almost completely slipped away. You still have suppressive fire going out. What I'm worried is that this is going to be stalling Op 4's line because now they've taken their southernmost force and converged them up to close the gap. Now Charlotte needs to quickly order them back south to start going along the corridor as the central group advances to take this Overwatch position, because if they're too slow in this advance, Blue 4 can close a pincer. Oh, there is Depso. With the northern and southern force. Yes, the southern force is very weak, but if Charlotte gets hits on 2 sides as she's trying to advance on a third, I feel like Op 4 could completely collapse. Sorry about that.
It's just this defensive side. If the main defensive side of the town can stay strong, it stops them, and then Bravo and I think it's Alpha on the far north side are going to get closed in. But now it kind of all just depends on.
We have a perfect storm brewing here. Op4 can advance. They'll run into the defensive line Blue 4 has had, but before Op4 can muscle their way through it, you have the two other forces converge and just encircle Op4, and I think in the chaos that's going to tear Op4 apart.
Here's the issue. The Northern force aren't moving because they're expecting another force to come all the way around and like try and beat try and beat the main force that they're fighting now. So looking at the distances now, they'd have to leave now to basically get to where Scanny are now. Scanny can make it there first.
Hold up. Mike just started shooting up to where the other Op4 elements were, and now he's taking return fire. He's basically causing this firefight to be extended. Because Op4 completely confused, thinking Blue 4 is still in the middle. Sunday, thanks for the 52-month resub, broski. Flowers indeed, buddy. I hope you enjoying the operations. I hope we get a nice kick out of this scenario. Now you got Lurch now firing at Tom, Tomer, and Omri here, thinking they're Op4. So there is a massive amount of misplacement and confusion with Op4, and that is just giving Blue 4 more time. But now we're seeing that Northern group starting to come in as well.
That's basically just based because Bravo are so disconnected right now. They've for some reason moved some people down to red. Obviously, it might have just been an accident, might have just been miscommunication. But they're splitting up now, which would be exactly what's going to Scanny Recon. They're not going for like a sideways. They're not going to attack on the road. They're going to attack from directly behind them. And as I can see, and I'm not surprised by this, you have Cats leading the line.
Yep, and then you've got that Northern group starting to come in as well, but Scandy's closer. So I think if Scandy pulls aggro away, that's going to really limit the amount of bodies that are engaged that 4-man Northern group, and that's going to make them as effective as they possibly can be. However, we need to see these attacks come in within the next 5 minutes. Otherwise, Op4 is going to be able to fully regroup and just bulldoze through to the objectives.
There's been so much shooting and so much fighting. Only 2 people have died.
Yes. I know.
It's okay. Someone just got smacked down the head. Mike.
Yep. But again, it's not about the deaths here right now. It's about the tactics and who is setting up for a better attack here.
Yeah,
but
it's about wearing down the Blue 4 defense at the moment.
Right.
Linus and Ozzy completely out in the open, who should have been killed by now.
Right. But they're holding because Op4 is still maneuvering into Overwatch positions. Now you're going to have Scandy attack from uphill. They're going to run into some of these rear groups over here as, again, Op4 is going to start getting disjointed. That's also going to give Blue 4 access to medium machine guns and possibly the PKT Vic. But from there, Blue 4 is just going to be able to bounce down. But the question is, can Blue 4 maneuver quick enough? Because now you're having the main Op4 force actually closing into the sector. And that is the strength of Charlotte's commanding with a platoon battle line here, is by organizing everyone and keeping them on pace. She's going to basically be able to get her infantry in if Scandy cannot advance here. But now you got Scandy going into a decent battle line here. They're going to run into Delta first. That's going to cause a disjointment here and stop the Op4 battle line from moving as Half turn around to deal with it.
As soon they're going to take out that the Quad Vic. Is it a Quad Vic? Gun Vic.
Yeah, the Vodnik PKT.
Vodnik PKT. They'll take that out, and I think that'll just completely throw everything. Because taking out vehicles is just an easy way to just confuse everyone.
Yep, with the explosions and the noise, and at least turn everyone's head.
Here comes a boat.
Yeah, the boat's coming up. And I think the split attention is going to end up killing Op4 here. Op4 has been unable to get past the open areas into the town itself. I think they were slowed down because of those friendly fire instances. You see them now reforming the battle line to move up the river. I think the southern force might be able to sneak in and hit the bridge objectives. There goes the AT4. It missed. He's been missing recently. I don't know. He
missed again?
We see heavy caliber shots hitting the side of the Vic, but it's a miss. Norris gets knocked out.
He goes down, but it comes Norris.
Wow. So, as I predicted, that defensive line has turned most of its forces around. Now it's just a question of, can they hold off this massive Blue 4 attack as that northern group is now getting in battle line with Scandy? Can the other forces break past the other defensive line and actually hit the objectives here? It's a stall fight at this point.
Scandy Recon has started this not impressively, I must say. But I don't think they needed to necessarily start impressively. They need to...
Hold up, the Northern Force is now turning around. Op4, Charlotte's doing a really great job of pulling everything away and fighting Blue 4, trying to defeat things in detail here, noticing that they're now taking a rear assault. If she secures her rear and takes everything out and then turns all forces back around with minimal casualties, she can easily break Blue 4 apart and eliminate them all while there's a whole squad along the river passing by. That'll then start dealing with Blue 4's actual defenses and start hitting the objectives themselves.
Popping shots at Nemesis.
But now it's going to be up to the PvP. Northern Blue 4 group starting to get engaged. Because Charlotte turned them around.
I'm looking at Red. Oh, I've actually just noticed the team on the 1WR. You know.
I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of Op4 getting cut down in this attack, though. I think Blue 4 have the better PvPers at the moment.
I don't think it was that. I think Blue 4 just had the better positioning.
Well, yeah, they're uphill, and they formed a really nice attack line. Op4 did a decent job of responding to it by turning their forces around, but I think by not committing Bravo to it, too, to be a flanking force for the enemy's platoon, instead committing them to the objective, it's instead disjointed Op4, and now Blue 4 is just picking off the pieces.
Yeah, looking, like, at this, just completely, I have to, you know, Scania can have done an excellent job here, the flanking force done an excellent job here, but I think the team that has done the most is the absolute defending town force, because they just made it impossible for them to move further down the hill, and it gave Scania that time. But now you have the water attack team, some of them crossing over to get to the terminal. Now they've just noticed, but...
Forward grenade might do some damage. It does knock out Tomer because he went high, but Op4's men are waking back up. Yeah, we need to see nades going under that bridge, because that's a really great position to pretty much bottleneck them on. Meerkat's shooting at friendlies on the southern side. What is up with Op4's high amount of friendly fire today? I see it, yep. A triple kill. That's what I was calling. One of them was already knocked out, I believe, but the three under the bridge was absolutely devastating. Just like that, I think this attack's going to fall apart. Yes, Blue 4 is conceding the first bridge, but...
Long T, who I don't think I've seen their name before, slaps a beautiful nade right into the underside of the bridge, gets 4 kills. That's all you just need to do. All you need to do is a nade. Ozzy's going to spot Meerkat, or is
Fury and the other coming up to flank.
Oh, Linus goes down. Ozzy's still up. Ozzy managed to take up Meerkat. Knowledge can't finish off Ozzy's hits coming close, but yeah, you're right. The rear force, and now
Linus waking back up.
Force have just wiped them. Where's the boat?
Did you see a little pause there?
But the boat, no, that's not the boat. The boat team. Oh, the boat team dismounted. Yeah, that. Look, I'm all for bringing in like
good GL right there.
Assets when it kind of seems
one
to be cool.
Well, no, it didn't fit the plan, so they had the two Op4 guys dismount. Now they're gonna run into. They're actually gonna find Eander because that smoke grenade. Does Kiri shoot him? He does see the movement in there. And gets him with a headshot.
I think they shouldn't have. They maybe should have just added a better vehicle, maybe better than a Vodnik PKT. Rather
Cat's predicting Norris is in this tree, pops a grenade, it rolls back a little far, but it doesn't get him. So Op4 have mainly weathered this attack. You got Lcpl getting a second kill in the middle of the Op4 formation. Charlotte and Kiri still alive, just kind of moving around to help hit this spot, but Blue 4 definitely have the number advantage at this point.
Sorry, quick takeaway. Has Zam told you a joke in the last 5 minutes?
I haven't really been reading chat. I've been focused on you. And Malin accidentally puts friendly fire on Cats.
Oddball just killed himself with a grenade. That was beautiful.
Amazing.
No, please just ignore Zam. No.
Zam, restate the joke.
Please don't. You don't want to see. It's not bad. I'll give it to him. It's not bad. Yeah, no, I think Red 4 had a good plan at the start. Their battle line was actually really good looking.
Lcpl spots a white side, only to take a shot, accidentally exposes his head, twirls around, trying to evade the shots as he puts a fresh mag in. White side unable to line the headshot up. Eric Liru now going for the mag dump. Missing every shot. Switches to his handgun as Whiteside finishes, but he gets the headshot.
Come on, guys. All right, guys. I know full auto can be scary sometimes because you're more likely to miss, but just full auto.
Remember, switching to your handgun is quicker than reloading.
That's true as well. Oh, but here comes G-Legs with a
great grenade. There goes Eric.
What a nade. That is company command dead. Don't think it really matters though. Because they still have, Red Force still have two terminals and a sector to capture. And they haven't even touched off the first terminal. Ooh.
Charlotte goes down by Nem. Curie coming up.
Gary.
Tries to get the revenge kill, but Nemesis outperforms. With that mini-me, man. Op4 down to 7 players, Blue 4 at least 10.
Who knew the old man still had it like that?
14 total, so Blue 4 literally has Op4 2-1 at this point.
So, at the moment, Nemesis is 5, and so I think altogether 10 kills for Scandi Raycon.
Messy fight right here.
Yeah. Nordic, I don't even know why you had the boat in the first place. You should have not taken the boat.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I think the boat had... No. Let me explain. So you saw the coastal team, right? But the boat was stalled. And I think that's because, again, they were struggling to make the battle line. The boat was supposed to come in to cover the coastal team on the river, but because that team, the boat had to end up dismount to help with the rear attack because that's where Op4 is getting pounded, the boat ended up being ineffective, which makes sense. It's just, again, it shows that there was a lot of miscommunication Op4's platoon battle line because of that original force. Charlotte tried to close the gap. That caused some friendly fire and some other concerns. And then when she was able to reform and finally start pushing, then the rear attack came in. So the boat had a position in there, but because of the chaos of what unfolded with Blue 4, it ended up just being completely ineffective.
I get that, but I still think even if it had gone to plan, the boat still would have just been ineffective.
I disagree, because when you look at the trench that's built on this second bridge, the boat could have done a really good job of at least suppressing this bunker that we see Kabubi utilizing right now. And that would have made everyone get their heads down and allowed for Op4 to advance.
Yeah, but I think, again, looking at hindsight being 2020, look at Banks and Ash, look at, you had an entire team at this point. They would have seen the boat coming from miles away.
Yes, but if you look at the angle of the bunker, and you looked at, they could see all the way down the river, that boat could have literally suppressed it from a super safe area. I agree, if they pushed the boat in past the first bridge, or even up to the first bridge, especially ahead of the infantry, it would have gotten picked off immediately. But when you look at the angle of where everything is, the boat had a really safe position to suppress.
Yeah, the boat,
it's fine.
Nordic, who was the gunner, said, yeah, the boat was to wait till contact, then pushing to help, but they took contact far north, and we just got out to go and help the rest of Alpha.
Yeah, exactly.
I get what
because
you
of the
mean.
positioning.
I get what you mean, keeping the bridge bunker, like, with their heads
Pierce is
down.
on 6 kills, by the way.
Jesus.
But Malin's gonna end his day. Oh, no way. No. Oh, I thought it was rolling back. Yeah. I didn't realize it fell back. But yeah, like I said.
No, I agree with you to some extent. I understand what you mean. It could have suppressed it from a super safe distance, kept their heads down. But if this was to go exactly the same, which I think it would have, if you just had the boat, there's what's to say that the river team would have been any more effective than they were before, because the boat would have had to be suppressing, and you had where Marlin is now, you had that entire team. So who's to say they wouldn't just peek and shoot it?
Well, okay. But for everything else, playing it out, the grenade went in because that was a natural choke point. Op4 would have taken a lot of casualties. Boat could have potentially pushed up and gotten blown up. But I mean, there's a bunch of what ifs that we can't really deal with here. But look at where Alpha is right now for Op4. The plan for Op4 was to come in where Op4 Alpha is right now, as well as the river, and basically swarm this defensive area and try not to give Blue 4 any room to breathe. The boat's one job would be to suppress that far bridge to prevent Blue 4 from using it as a covered position to assault the riverbank assault. That is literally the only job of that boat in this plan, because anything else would have been too risky and thus not made it worth it. But the 50 cal, 100 round box could have suppressed that one bunker, could have suppressed the Hescos, because it's a boat, it's on a freaking thing of water, it's going to be moving up and down slightly, you're not going to be able to use that effectively. It's literally like any other iron-sighted vehicle. You're just using it as a suppressive weapon. That's it.
Well, yeah, I get that. Like I said, I get that, you know, but this is all saying that
Ash just two-tapped Cuboid in the corner.
Brilliant. This is all to say that...
Like, why is this such an issue?
What difference would have gone on? Because I still think the defense on Blue 4 was stronger than the attack on Red 4. I still think Red 4 would have struggled to even make it down
the
to where
reason
they are now.
You're seeing that, though, is because you're not considering if this was a full platoon attack, Op4 had Overwatch control to fire on Blue 4, because Blue 4, as you stated earlier, had dudes in the open before they turned them around to deal with the river force. Because Op4 had to turn the forces around and that pressure was taken off, that force was then able to deal with that river group. That's what you're not understanding here, is that those Blue 4 elements were pinned by other forces and thus not able to move in. What do you mean they...
I don't think they were pinned. They were sitting out in the open and stayed there. You don't do that if you're pinned.
That's because Op4 wasn't on... okay. Dream, I'm just going to drop it.
We could have a nice discussion about this if you
want. Major Khan finding Korvac. Opts to throw a grenade instead. That might work.
Oh, that did work.
Alright, good kill there. I mean, it's just a cleanup right now of the two remaining Op4 players still up. Though Alexander got Wheaton. And seeing a few double taps, we'll see. I doubt Wheaton will still wake up, but we'll see it. I'm not caster cursing anyone with Audrey Hottoism. All right, another grenade thrown far. Alexander standing up, does take a little bit of shrapnel from that. And also manages to get another kill. All right. Though now the dinner bell has been run. Ash gets Swola, but they were on the same team. Alexander pushing. Spots Ash, gets the kill. Hold up. Alexander defeating 4 players with the power of friendly fire. Not what I expected to see. All right, this is a 2 versus 2, 4, 6, 7. It's unlikely to see this upset, but it could happen. Blue 4, I mean, they're all kind of individual and disjointed. Technically, Op 4 could get the rivers, get the first objective close to them, cross over, and then get the other one and avoid most of the Blue 4 garrison. But now you've got additional Blue 4 players crawling up. Swola surprisingly wakes back up. I think Alexander was busy bandaging. He does hear the footsteps. I did hear some additional shots. I think Cuboid and Nemesis fired at each other. I'm assuming... Dream, did you see that?
What, sorry?
Did you see Cuboid blow himself up?
No, I don't watch people blow themselves, Liru.
Okay, I think Cuboid shot at Nemesis because Cuboid already got friendly fired and felt guilty about it and just blew himself up. Okay, 2v6. 2v6, let's go. Let's go. I mean, I'm gonna laugh because this is actually getting a lot closer than I thought it would be. You got G-Legs and Alexander together now. I don't feel good about Alexander having the SVD right now, because that is a really bad weapon for CQC. Alexander does have the GL capability on that AK-74, but you got Blue 4 all combing around the buildings on the northern side. The thing is, as soon as they touch one of the terminals, that's going to pull every Blue 4 player together. Pogo taking shots by Alexander here. It's 2v6 now, because Cuboid blew himself up. 2v5. Alexander gets the kill on 4. Wild grenade gets thrown in, but it'll be ineffective. Swola now flanking around, trying to get on the side. I'm scared to cast her curse because I want to see if they can do it. Swola getting on the rooftops.
Stop saying their names. Just say that guy.
That's what I said. I want to see if Alexander will poke the window and see anything.
1.
G-Leg's getting the hack.
Yeah, no, it's over.
Swola's now going to charge in. There's still the second bridge, though. Alexander's going to hear the footsteps. And Swola hears the footsteps as well. Again, I'm worried about what G-Lades has in terms of weaponry to be able to stop that, but might see Swola. Starts putting shots on Swola. Gets the knockout.
Swola goes CPs on the rock. If
Alexander's going to get... Oh, Nemesis gets the headshot. G-Leg's trying to get the headshot. Gets it on Nem.
That's pretty good. But
It's a 1v3.
Greg hasn't picked up another gun, as I think I said last week about being a
when you're a marksman, you want to pick up another gun. Yep.
You need another gun in this situation.
Swola wakes back up, only get one tapped.
Maybe you don't.
Cat's taking out an AT4. He's going to noob tube G-Legs for the win. I'd do it too in his situation.
Oh, here comes Cat. Oh my god, I've just seen what Cats is doing.
G-Legs spots it. Cats misses the shot because of the angle.
Cats has tried to do this to me before. Oh, 2 SVDs.
Little bit of damage.
Shit gun.
Cat's trying to charge ahead here. It's a marksman fight.
I back Cats.
Cat's going to handgun.
Oh no, Cats is just going to stop the terminal.
Oh wait, G-Legs needs to run because the bridge is going to blow everyone up.
You didn't get that.
Cats might... Wait, no, but the bridge is going to blow up.
Cat's going to fucking blow up. Bro got fucking yeeted on.
Oh my god! There's no freaking way!
Rip